Okay. It looks like we're live. Hopefully we're live. Am I live? I'll turn some of this volume down. Welcome everybody to Race 5. Scaly Pump Cherry Racing supporting Cerebral Palsy. This ought to be an amazing race. Okay, how do I get everything out of my way here? There's gotta be a way to move things so I can click easier. There we go. Now we can see my weird craziness. I don't see my controller anywhere, so this could get fun real fast. Ah, there's my controller. I just saw him join, I thought. Okay, so we're watching people do things, but I'm in... Yes, it is. 20 years. So now I need to get the charity link popped in. We have raised $95 so far this season. I'd love to see us at least match last season, which was more than that. 250, I think, is what we made it to. YouTube. Now go to my channel. Come on, load everything. Load. I'm having issues because I'm running out of space on my hard drive, which is crazy because I just deleted a bunch of stuff recently. Comments? Hey, there's people! Hi, everyone! Hey, there's people! Hi, everyone! Hey, there's people! Hi, everyone! Oh my god, I can hear echoes. I don't like it. Silence. There we go. Now I can't hear me. I like not hearing me. I don't know how y'all people put up with...
Walter is on holiday.
Okay, so here's Creasy. Creasy's fast time so far, 1:29.441.
On meats.
On mediums. Screw that guy. Mooin' Papa. He's on sauce. 1:29.677 is his fastest time so far. Let's change this view. We don't like that view, do we? We like this view for now. Our man Nick from DTR driving the R8. Craziness. Hasn't set a real time yet. Sophie is here. Hi, Miss Sophie. She's got a 1:29.963 so far. The Hooligan just getting out on track with a 1:31.5. I know he can pull a 1:28. And Neil the Seal, United Sim Team, P6 right now with a 1:29.9. He's pushing penalties all the way through this practice session so far. So this is what it is. Ooh, look, I found the 3 dots. I can pin it. Alright, everyone. We are raising money for Cerebral Palsy Alliance. The donation link that goes through Tiltify is in the description, I hope. And it is definitely pinned in the comments. I did do that one right for sure. So we're gonna be doing alright. Pro-Am Lobby was a lot of fun. Here's Hippie. He made it in, finally. Slacker. This guy has got the most droning voice ever. No, I'm kidding. I can't go on with that line of insults, but he said it himself. I don't know. I like his voice. He seems like a good announcer voice going on, so he's got to stop worrying about it so much. Kind of like me. Stop worrying about what we sound like and just have fun and do our thing, right? Alright, so let's minimize this window.
I like my voice. I got one of those accents. Everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah, So does Kim, Jordy Lass. I should get her on here doing comms with me because I love the sound of her voice. Oh, this is not the right one. We're looking for current season standings. And we're going to open up this window that is somewhere. Not the Pro-Am, Pro Teams. Is it showing? Alright, it looks like we're showing on there now. So, as you can see, we've got the United Sim Team leading with 117 points. OAP in training with 57. Broken Pistons at 47. And the SP Elite Outcast at 32. They've been running with one team member down almost every race this season. So, for them to be holding on and staying so close is actually pretty impressive. Go and take a look now at the individual standings. Kieran Creasy here with 32 points so far. Sophie at 30. GLR Neil the Seal at 22. Wookie, who is retired from the series, still in 4th place at the moment with 21.
Who's retired? Rookie?
Yes. Ostadarata, our man who's been doing some reserving for us here and there, has got 20 points. M3 guy DTR and M3 guy Nick at 18. Gears in 7th place after a single race with 16 points. Hippie He with 15 in P8. Yvonne with 15 in 9th place. MJ Walter in 10. Beck Bones, who has disappeared, with 11. Mikey with 1 race so far in 12th. He's going to be subbing again today. Might be joining the SPR Elite Outcast full-time at this point with 11 points. Hooli with 11. Moo and Papa with 10. Lightspeed, who was reserved once, with 9 points. And Window with 0. I don't know if Window is still racing with us or not.
I don't know who that is.
I can't remember what their PSN is. Or what their nickname is, one of the two. The name that I know them by, I don't know what it is. Alright, now we're going to go back over this and... Pool Shark Josh is not going to be making it with us today. So, going back into the action, Neil the Seal with the fast lap time in practice so far with a 129.39. We know that he can knock some off of that because I beat a 129. So, I know all of these people can. I'll be looking to see 128s and 27 laps today in the pro lobby here at the Red Bull Ring in beautiful Austria. Man, I had to take a breath. What's wrong with me? I know, not enough caffeine. Uh-oh, that one's empty. We're pushing on our second 300 milligrams worth of caffeine as Neil comes around the final corner. And does not beat his time. Come on, work, everything. Nothing. Everything is falling apart right now. My body, my drinks, my equipment, but that's okay. I'm still here and I'm still having fun. Let's refresh the chat because I can't see. There we go. Now I can see what I could see what everybody is saying. Disappeared once again. Refresh one more time as we go down and take a look at Creasy Kieran. Insanity driving the R8 around here. I mean, the MR cars are great, but that one in particular is very tail happy and not nice on tires. I should probably say hi to everybody in chat since they're talking to me. Where is it? I don't know how to work anything today.
Really cloudy.
I'm gonna check the radar while I... No, the radar's fine.
Yeah. It's like it cloudy at this end of the track, so I switched over to the radar to see what was coming so far.
Move, move, move. Bam, done. I said hi. We're good to go. So they're going to practice for a little bit. We don't have a lot of time left. It is 1:26, so they're probably going to be starting the race here within about the next few minutes if we can get anybody in this lobby. Maybe I should join the lobby and race with them and just see what happens. Our lobbies are getting light. We need some more reserves. We need some people to come in and join us. Let's have some fun and raise money for charity, people. All right, we got a bunch of peoples in the pits. Mr. Hooligan with a 129.7 now. Here we go. He's starting to heat it up in his Porsche. Running TCR on his livery. Look at that. That was his team that he started in the racing before he started the Pleb Charity Series, which has morphed into the Scaly Punk Charity Racing Series, which has been a lot of fun. It's growing ever so slowly, but it is growing, and we all enjoy racing with each other. It's always a great show with us all. Look at everybody just hanging out in the pits. What are you guys thinking? I guess they're ready to go. Firecrackers! Proper? Tyson, what? When are we ever proper? Hi, Nick! I don't know if he's watching, so maybe I should type it too. Oh, Creasy on for a best lap once again. What's he pushing to beat? He's pushing to beat a 129.3 right now. As the fuel gets lower and lower in these cars. Oh. We're looking for readies. Hi, Ian. We're looking for the R's to come through and say that everybody is ready to start this race. Everybody's hoping that there will be no rain. There wasn't in the Pro-Am lobby, but we are on random. And ouch, Creasy with a 129.077. That exactly matches my pole position lap from the last race. I belong with these guys sometimes.
I told you there's a thin line between the top 3, 4 in Pro-Am and Pro. So,
there really is a thin line between the top Pro-Am drivers and the pros, that's for sure. Nadim, hi, how are you doing? Thank you, Ian. It was definitely a good race and a lot of fun. If I hadn't had a little bit of a spin that I had and gotten loose a couple of times, I may have been able to battle for the lead. I also underfueled a little bit, kind of burned it up on the last couple of laps. But all in all, I'm very happy with it. My new strategy is no practice before race day. It's been helping me. And it looks like we're starting the race. Starting qualification, alright. What view do we want to start with? Hi, Nick! I already said hi, but hi again! Alright. Is that the Hooligan out first? It is. Go, Hoolie! This guy, this man right here is the mastermind behind doing the Charity Racing Series, and it has been awesome being a part of it and raising money this whole time with him, working together. One of my best friends, like I have been in real life, but one of my best friends, period, because I don't have any friends in real life. But the SPR peeps and Transmission Motorsport peoples, they're all my besties. So warming up the tires, and let's hope that these guys leave each other some space for quali. We don't want to see a whole bunch of drafting, and we definitely don't want to see racing incidents on quali laps. So we'll keep our eye out for that. As Sophie says, I don't know if I want to sit behind Nick. Peeking that nose around the inside. I love her too. She's the Screen to Speed and Init Esports person who got me into there. Lots of fun hanging out with her. Just a great person running another great organization all around. Hopefully I've got some time to get into the Summer Cup for their GT7 series, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Here is Neil the Seal, another United Sim Racing member. These people are just running away with the lead, almost the same as we are. The Scaly Punk, whatever the heck our team name is, about double the points. Scaly Punk Pro-Am, that's right. About double the points of the next person. This is race 5. After this race, we could have some team shuffling going on. At the midpoint, we were talking about allowing people to switch teams if they wanted to, and it might just have to be a forced shuffle so that we can redistribute points a little bit. It's fun to see people battling a bit more than running away with things. And here's our man Hippie with the droning voice. Such a bad droning voice that he's sitting in the pits right now. I'm never gonna let him live that down. Love you, Hippie. The Hooligan. We're gonna ride on board for his first hot lap. Warmed up the tires. Coming down through the last 2 turns right now. Penalty heaven. Look at that perfect line.
Helps have been racing ACC here.
And I didn't curse him. Look at that. 129.9 for our first quality lap, and Creasy Kieran has to beat it by 0.7 of a second. Pushing almost wide on turn 1 right there. That is probably just barely not a... Oh! Spoke too soon. That is a penalty. Miss Sophie, look at that. 128.8. That is our first 128 that we have seen in today's races. Look at that. I was almost there. But definitely much faster than me. I think she's back at home at her rig today, so we're going to see more consistency and way more battling with her, and it's going to be a very fun and interesting race to watch. Don't forget, we do have a link pinned in the chat. We've got a link in the description. You don't have to watch my stream. Copy the link, share it with your friends, share it on Instagram. And she's pushing for a 126 almost at this point. Go Sophie. And share it with your friends. Let's raise some money for this charity. They do great things, research into the condition, seeing what they can do with cerebral palsy and find out what actually causes it. And maybe they can one day find a way to lower the symptoms and make it better. Make it easier for people. Oh my goodness, Sophie with a 128.57. She is freaking on fire right now. 0.4 of a second faster than Mr. Creasy Kieran. And she ran a penalty on turn 1. That happens. Alright, let's get out of that, and we're going to go back and take a look at this car right here. Look at these beautiful liveries that everybody has made to support Cerebral Palsy Alliance. And the insanity of how many of these people are driving an R8. Super fast cars, super bad on tires. Neil the CEO with a 129.4. And I kind of took my no practice strategy from him. He's always jumping in last second, and basically his quality laps are usually his practice laps, basically. And that was like 4 times in one sentence I said the word basically, so somebody shoot me. Alright. Just slightly off the apex there. We know he's got a lot of time to lose on here. Now looking to get down into 129.1. Kieran with 128.3. Only 2.5 behind Sophie for quali. Watch him almost run wide on the final turn. The new time, 129.068. And the Moomin Papa P4 right now, also in the R8. I don't know what these people are thinking. Why would anybody want to drive a tire or a car that eats tires for breakfast?
Because it's fast.
And fun. It's fast and it's fun. I know.
It really is.
Come on, I like the Lambo. It gives you something to work for. You have to work for it in those cars. DTR M3 guy, my man Nick, fellow streamer, great guy, great to be around, great conversationalist, and great streamer. So don't forget to check him out. I think I've got him on my partners in my links.
Did you stream this race?
I don't know. I know he streams, but I don't know if he's streaming the SPR series. Oh man, the Hooli, I don't know what his fastest lap is right now because it looks like he stopped for freshies. My snowboarder coming out in me. M3 guy with a 129.5 now. Puts him in P5, or keeps him in P5. Here is the hippie in the BMW. No practice for him. I saw his car parked in the pits for a lot of it. So he is using quali as his practice. Quali is just about up. We've got 2 laps left, it looks like, for everyone. Maybe 3 for someone. Maybe. And Sophie holding on with that 128.6.
I don't think anyone's beating Sophie's time.
Obsessed with beating Sophie's time. I'm always obsessed with beating your times and Sophie's times and Seal's times. Every now and then I get it. Not often. Right now I'm actually only a few tenths or a few hundred thousandths. No, a few thousandths slower than Seal for my fastest time. And look at that, I'm losing my voice already and I have barely begun. Nick decides he's had enough and goes into the pits and changes on to mediums. We're ready to start the race. Only 7 drivers today in our Pro Series, which is unfortunate, but you know, real life does happen. We got a few people missing out due to health issues or vacations or, you know, family time. It's friggin' summer for most of us who race this. There are not too many of us in the southern hemisphere, honestly. Seal is, which is why he makes most of the races, because it's winter for him, so why would he want to go outside? And at 6 a.m. Like, our New Zealand and Australian friends are definitely friggin' nuts to be able to make these races at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So, appreciate their persistence in showing up. And we are on the final lap. Creasy parks in the corner. He's done. No more trying to beat Sophie's time. Not enough laps left. Moomin Papa. Let's see where he's at with this lap when we hit the next sector time. He's down by 3/10. Moomin Papa's going to be holding on in 4th place. Our man Hippie with a 129.4. And he's on auto drive. Come say hi, Hippie. I need your droning voice on my stream. You're never going to live it down. And the hooligan with a 129.5. Push, push, my friend. I heard a new voice. Who's in the chat? Hippie!
Where the fuck did I get reset back there?
What's happening, my friend? Good to hear your droning voice on voice chat.
It's the boring drony person this year.
You're never gonna live that down. I think you're gonna have a new nickname, and it's gonna be like the Drone or something similar.
I've had worse. I've had worse.
All right, so we have our starting lineup here: Sophie, Creasy on inside pole. GLR Seal Moomin for P4. Hippie in P5. Nick P6 and the Hooligan in 7th place. As we wait for everything to finish up here, I don't know what the countdown is doing.
I'm guessing Nick's struggling with the R8 round here.
Nick is in an R8 still. Alright. This is going to be so much fun. Austria. Beautiful track. I love driving the Red Bull Ring. Everybody is good at the Red Bull Ring, so this should lead for some great racing.
The problem is I haven't had my performance enhancer today.
Oh my goodness, look at that. So, .990.
I've just had my
The bottom 5 drivers are within a half a second of each other.
Are you your partner's done something to you?
No, it's
128.5. We are within a second. The whole field is within a second on the qualification lap, so anything can happen. We're going to double check this. There hasn't been any rain for the last hour.
Oh, do I go mediums or do I go soft?
Medium. Where'd you qualify at? 2nd place? Yeah, medium. No, soft. Run away with it. That's the way you're supposed to do it. So it looks like they're going to have basically the same lobby that we did before. As I go through and take a picture of the results. Because if I don't, I'll forget, and I...
Over 5 minutes. Someone please quickly write it. Over 5 minutes so everyone confuses her. Just a cheat.
What's over 5 minutes?
The pit window.
Oh, yeah, no, let's not mess with people. And if you're watching the stream, I will type it in chat, and I'll say it, but you'll get it a couple seconds later, because there's always a delay on the stream. So, again, welcome everybody. Thanks for jumping in and watching the stream. Always a lot of fun watching these people race and raise money for charities, so... Oh. It's from 15 minutes until the end.
Until the end. Well, on our countdown it's 25. 15.
Oh, I can't spell.
Alright.
I always watch the count up timer for the pit window.
Yeah.
Miss Kim says good luck to everybody. One of my newest besties, been playing some Fallout 76 with her, and we need to get her on track with us more often. She needs to be in the Pro-Ams with us. Throw her into the goldfish pond. There's no piranhas in there, we're all a bunch of goldfish. We're harmless and we have no memory. Aw, thank you. I don't feel like it.
It only feels put on full start this
Do you see the cute little froglet? Do you hear the cute little frog? There's always a little cute little... Ouch!
Does it have... Hey, Tasha, did we have full start check?
Yes?
Oh, it does this time.
Yes.
Always false start check, right?
Not the last 2 times. I think it's just been the 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
For some reason it got switched.
Oops. Ready? Ready. Tire check.
Tyson has a false start.
I always watch.
Well, it's quite easy here if you're not holding the brake or the handbrake and just roll.
Yeah. Well, I had, one time I had my car going to reverse because I thought I was pressing the circle and I was actually pressing the triangle.
Oh no!
I swear I've been on someone to do that.
Do you like... I took away the old lady bun because I keep getting made fun of for it. But it's so hot, it's like I can't keep... The hair touches my neck, I'm like, off of me! All right. R up, everybody. Tell me you're ready. We need to see some 7Rs in there. Oh, we've already got 3, 4, 5.
The lead by turn 1 because the top 4 cars may as well be fucking faster pushing them off the line.
This should be great. Turn 1 at Red Bull Ring is always fun, and we are starting the countdown.
Come on, Z4.
Well, come on. Let me spectate. I can't see nothing. This is so fun.
Good luck, remember? Cold tires, turn 1.
Good luck, everyone. Let's see a beautiful turn 1 as we jump in, and always start watching this from the leader, pole position, looking back and hoping that there are no incidents going through what is one of the most interesting turn 1s in all of these tracks that we're doing. Oh, hippie, jumping right around back there. Oh my goodness! Oh, it was chaotic, but it looked really clean. Here we go, we're off. Neil the Seal back into P6 now as we watch the field ahead of him. Hippie getting on just a little bit early. Squirrel. Alright. We're going to watch from up here. Sophie running away with pole position. Holds on to the lead after a bit of a wide turn 1. It looks like she held off the throttle long enough to not get a penalty, though. That's impressive. If that were me, I would have had a penalty because, you know, that's just the way it goes.
You're so sipping.
Yeah.
Alright. Creasy gonna do his very best to chase her down. The P1 and P2. Here comes the drone in P3. Running just a little bit wide. That could be a 1-second penalty. Let's watch. That's a half-a-second penalty. At least he didn't get beat up like I did. I got a 1-second penalty for that exact same line earlier on, so lucky for him.
Well, Sophie can get on the pass so much better than I can in that Porsche through that corner.
Yeah, the Porsche handles really well coming out of turn 1, so the Porsche are going to be like rocket ships. Ooh, look at that pack back here. 5, 6, and 7 going side by side and battling it out. This could be fun. Let's change our view and look from right here. Look at that butt. I like the Porsche butt. Nice and wide and curvy. The hooligan hits the apex perfectly, catching a little bit more time back up on Seal. After we see how this lap plays out, we'll go through and take a look and see what everybody's thinking about doing on their tires. Nice apex, running around, still holding a nice tight gap with the Seal. Coming into penalty heaven corners. Who's gonna get the run out of the final turn? Oh, look at that. Hit it perfectly. Phil's got a slight run, but not enough to catch up for turn 1. I'm gonna go through and check out, see what everybody's thinking about doing for their strategy here. Looks like we've got Phil and Neil the Seal on softs, and Moon and Papa and the R8 on softs. Nick started out with mediums, and he's holding on with unfortunate penalty right now for a half-a-second on mediums. Looks like Movement is sticking his nose down the inside, not quite going to go through it for that hairpin turn at the end of it there. Hippie on Racing Sauce, so it looks like our man DTR M3 guy Nick is the only person running mediums for our first stint here for the first 15 minutes minimum. Pit window will open at 15 minutes and run until the end of the race. Ooh, Moom and Papa battling Seal here. Moomin with the inside. No squeezy squeezy. Nice, makes the pass. And the hooligan, oh, I guess it wasn't a pass. He was trying to make a pass. And 3 guys serves his penalty, and everybody else is caught up. So now we've almost got a 4-way battle for 4th place right now as everybody slows down. Phil, poor hooligan, gets caught in the crossfire with everybody else's over braking in the final turns. Come up and take a look. Nice big gaps between 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. They're spreading out on the track. Sophie running away. Already a 128.79 for her fast lap in the pro lobby. Creasy a half a second slower than that. A Hippie 1 second slower. Nick 2 seconds slower. And we're going to be watching this action right here. It looks like our man Hooligan caught a penalty, probably in turn 1. That tends to be where it happens. Now these 3 here are going to be battling it out. We have a Porsche and two rates. They're rates, Audi R8s. Now, which one of these 3 can be more consistent and hold on and make the pass coming through here? They're the closest drivers we have today. So far in this race anyway. So Nick, this is impressive. We're watching Nick here on mediums in the R8, holding off 2 super quick drivers that are on racing softs, and he's still pushing fast lap times compared to them. Wait, we're 130. They're all pretty matched up right there, and one of them is on mediums. This is going to give the hooligan a chance to catch back up after almost having an incident because of the overbraking that was done with the bad lines in the final turns there for a minute. There's another little squirrel from Neil the Seal. Oh, I went the wrong way. There we go. Just a little too far. Alright, come on. You got this, hooligan. Only 0.4 of a second back from Neil the Seal. We're going to break right around the 50-meter board. Kiss that apex and get on the gas. Looking to try and get a better exit than these guys. Always good here. This is a Red Bull ring. You want to brake a little bit early for the corners and be able to get onto the throttle sooner so you can maximize your lap time, because after almost every corner there's a pretty decent long stretch where you're doing nothing but accelerating. So the sooner you can be on the accelerator here, the better. Moomin Papa makes a pass, gets around DTR M3. Still the 4-way battle for 4th place here. Neil the Seal jumping on the outside. Over brakes. Phil able to jump to the inside. Is he going to be able to hold on to the pass? No. Too tight of a line, not able to get on the accelerator soon enough. But everybody is pushing. Let's see what we got going on. We've got very, very big gaps for the front, for the podium at the moment. Sophie with about 3.5 seconds lead over Creasy. Another 3.5 seconds over Hippie. And the Hippie is nearly 7 seconds above. Our 4th place battle here going on still. Oh, it's going to turn into a 5th place battle as Nick is holding up Seal and the Hooligan, and Lumen is running away. Already got 1 second in between him and the big battle that we've been having so far. We are 9 minutes in, so another 6 minutes and the pit window will be open. And the question is Nick going to jump off of his medium tires right away, or is he going to run out a little bit more fuel as Seal makes a move up the inside on turn 1. Clean pass. Ooh, that was close. So now that leaves us with the Hooligan to get around our medium tire driver. Oh, Nick inside in the hairpin. Looks like he almost was able to take it back. Not quite, not quite. He's got the inside line for this turn coming up, though, so this could be an interesting one. Oh, look at Phil getting right up in there. Only 1/10 separating, 2/10 separating 3 cars. And Phil having to back out. His nose was just inside. He could have been going for a pass. It's exciting. It's exciting. I'm loving this. Neil the Seal made it around M3 guy, Mr. Nick. And he is going to be pushing to try and catch back up with Moomin. This is where we want to see that run happen. Push, push. And he's got the run. Is he going to stick his nose to the inside? Yes, he does. Oh my God, look at that. Close side by side through turn 1. We're loving this. Phil's going to hold on to the inside line for the hairpin coming up. Turn 3. On the brakes at 100 meters. Oh, just a little squirrely. Still going to be holding on to that inside line for the next set of turns. Nick is doing everything he can to make this difficult for Phil, but Phil's pushing, pushing. If he can keep that line blocked, it looks like he made the pass. Nice move, my friend. Nick fighting it out on the racing medium tires. He's done well to hold everybody off for the first 12 minutes. He was able to hold on to all the drivers on racing softs. It's been amazing. Great racing. So now it looks like Phil's got some work ahead of him. 2.3 seconds to catch up to Seal. Moomin Papa only 2 seconds behind. Or Seal only 2 seconds behind Moomin Papa. Moomin Papa now holding steady at about 7 seconds behind Hippie. And so all these guys have clean air. And so much space between our lead drivers. Sophie with a fast lap so far, and she's on to beat it already. 128.6 so far. And Creasy in the R8 pushing to try and close that gap. He's definitely got his work cut out for him this season. There's so many fast drivers this time around. And it's a pretty looking car. I like it. It's like a Deutsch Supra looking car. The BMW just looks too much like a Supra to me. Moomin Papa still 7 seconds back. These guys are all holding with a fairly decent gap right here. The Hooligan is pushing on those racing soft tires, trying to get as much space between him and Nick as he can, and hoping to close that gap that Neil built up while he was stuck behind the driver on a harder compound for a while. God, I need to bring some water with me next time. My voice is dying already. Ribbit, ribbit. I told you this cute little frog stuck in my throat. Alright. 129 for Seal.
Exactly the distance between me and Sophie the entire time.
Yeah, almost exactly. And then Hippie's been holding it just about the exact same distance behind you. And so 128 high, 129 and a half. So some pretty consistent laps from Mr. Creasy. The Hippie is holding very consistent low 29s. Couple of mids. Pushing to try and keep up. He's got this. Hold on to it.
666.
And then we've got Sophie, who is just running away with nothing but 28s and 229s this race. So she's definitely back in her rig and not playing on a pad today. Oh, everybody in the chat is sad because she's back on her pace, not having to drive from out of town on a controller. Boo-hoo.
I would be last in the Pro-Am if I had a drive on controller.
Oh, really? That's just weird.
I'm awful on it now.
Alright, the Hippie's still holding that gap. Moo and Papa very, very slowly trying to catch up. Nick, 15 minutes hits. The pit window is open, by the way, as Nick slides into the pits to change those tires. And I need to do my job.
I was late too, by like 2 minutes.
Okay, I did my job. I said the pit window is open. We're good to go. But Nick, first one in the pits, just dying to get off those medium tires. Which I probably would have been too because bleh, I don't like mediums here. Especially driving an R8 like Jesus. Well, the thing is, tail happy as it is, and you're going to get out there on medium tires trying to push around. And it's been an impressive drive as I hear that there's something happened. It looks like Moomin lost it. Pushing low 129s and had an incident. He is now in 6th place, 6 seconds back from the Hooligan, who is not exactly making time up on Neil, but he is holding it. So anything could happen still. And Sophie just running away without pole position started out on racing soft tires, pushing very consistent 128s. On for another fast lap as she hits the first sector timer.
Oh, gosh.
Oh! The Hooligan with the penalty in turn 1. That's one of my favorite places to get penalties. Neil the Seal still pushing to try and close that gap up. Hippie able to put another 1.5 gap in between him and Neil. So it looks like our podium is pretty well set right now, barring any incidents. They've all got clean air. All it takes is one mistake and a spin, maybe driving off into the gravel trap. You never know. You watch these guys come around that corner, just pushing it right up to the edge of the track limits. The Hooligan on for a fast lap with an unfortunate penalty on it. Well, personal best lap anyway. But he has an 8-second lead over Moomin Papa, who is probably just behind Nick once Moomin makes his pit stop at this point. But we're gonna watch here his next lap after he serves his penalty. We want to see what Nick's lap times start hitting on these racing soft tires. He's an amazing driver, super consistent and super fast. And so he shed the harder compound, serves his penalty, and we're gonna see what kind of lap times he can get after this. Alright, turn 10, kiss the apex. So 130 with the penalty being served. He could very easily get into the 128s right here on the brakes. Super late, pushing those track limits in turn 1. And watch as he comes around. He's just about to hit that first sector timing on the brakes at the 100. 3/10 off his own personal best time so far.
Oh, the RE has now decided to be drifty.
So let's watch as he comes up around a couple of corners here. Want to be on the brakes right before that Marshall stand down into second gear for this corner on the apex, on the gas. Nice turn, Mr. Nick. Hit the 50 brake, turn in. Make sure you get your wheels up on there and accelerate early out of the corner. Turning in at the end of the curb. Here he goes. He's going. Phil is sounding very happy back there. Or up there from here. Nick pushing that R8 to do everything he can around here. What kind of time does he come off with? 129.0130. Not better this time yet. The Hooligan closing a little bit of time on Neil the Seal. Still an 8-second gap back to Moomin Papa, who is extending the gap from Nick. Neil the Seal set 9 seconds back now from Hippie, and the Hooligan pushing to try and catch back up with Neil the Seal. They were battling, three-way battle for 4th place for quite a while there. And we're going to go and look at our view from here. Coming down the final turn as he pushes through. Using most of the track through that turn, hitting the start-finish straight. Personal best 129.066. The Hooligan is lighting on fire as we come around, trying to close up the gap to Neil the Seal.
Wide.
Coming in. Oh, wide on turn 1. Again, that stupid penalty. Always a frustrating penalty. I think GT7's track limits are a little bit tight right there. Just a little. Need a little bit of runoff. Like, at least give me to the sausage, right? Still holding nice and close there. Moomin Papa's battling to try and make up some of that time. It looks like he's got about a half a second of it back. As we move and take a look at our leader, holy crap, look at all those 128. She's running so consistently today with a 7.8 second lead over Creasy Kieran, running 2nd place, still a 5-second gap back to Hippie.
My tires are having it.
Yep, his tires are starting to get a little bit beat up. The R8 is not nice on tires. It's gonna be a struggle for him to make these last. Might have to jump onto mediums a little earlier than he was hoping. He's got a couple laps with the fuel left on them soft tires. I might try and run him out to 18. We're gonna see about 27 laps here, so we'll see what happens as it comes up, as Sophie just consistently runs up that lead. Hippie pushing to close the gap. Very safe on the podium still with a 9.1 second back to Neil the Seal. And still we have the Hooligan holding very steadily. 2.7 seconds behind him.
Yeah, I got another penalty. Fucking great.
Stupid penalty on the first corner, turn 1 probably again.
Yep. Yep.
So Moomin Papa extending the lead over M3 guy Mr. Nick by another just about second since we last checked in on them. Everybody is running low on fuel. We're going to start seeing the rest of our pit stops. As I say that, I see Miss Sophie has hit her pit stop. So she had 4 liters of fuel left when she went in. Creasy looks like he's going to push one more lap on those soft tires and hope that he can save some time in the pits and come out ahead or at least closer to Sophie. Hippie has got some fuel left. It looks like he's going to run one more lap as well as Seal and the Hooligan. Moomin Papa's out for one more. Miss Sophie with those consistent 128s has bought herself a nice lead. So depending on what kind of times we start seeing on her mediums, it may not make a difference as I'm going to try to stay out on softs a little bit longer. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing at least low 129s, if not a possible 128, because she is so freaking alien fast. Okay, we are 25 minutes into this, about 15 minutes left of the race, so it's time for me to say once again we are doing this for a charity. We are trying to support Cerebral Palsy Alliance through Tiltify, so I've got a link pinned in the chat. There's a link in the description. If you don't want to watch the race, or your friends don't want to watch the race, copy our donation link and pass it out to all of your friends. I think the minimum donation is like $1.50. Like, every little bit helps. Let's do our best to raise this up. As we see our leaders pitting, all of the rest of our leaders are going to be pitting. Hooligan comes into the pits too. Moomin Papa is the last one. There's no way he's not going to pit. Here he comes. So where is everyone going to come out? Oops. Don't wipe your eye. You have makeup on, you dumb birch. Sophie back into first place. Look at that. The Hooligan, Seal, and Moomin all came in with 1 liter of fuel left. They were pushing that tank to the end. Creasy comes out. He's going to have almost a 7-second gap so far. Just about a 7-second gap. So it looks like he made a little bit of undercut. So who's going to drive better on medium tires? That is going to be the question for the rest of this race. And I'm very curious to see what happens with these lap times. I don't know how it happens, but for some reason the first sector is faster on racing mediums than it is on racing softs. So everybody should be mostly getting purples in the first sector and then dying for the rest of it on their mediums. The first low speed turn doesn't really affect the compound of the tire you're on, so you can really push it. But once you get past that first turn, the higher speed turns coming in after that, the harder tire compound is going to make you suffer. So Creasy now with only 3.5 seconds back to Hippie. It looks like Hippie made a bit of an undercut. Hopefully he planned on enough fuel to finish this race out. We're on lap 18 out of 26, so we've got 8-ish laps left. Coming through as he finishes up lap 18. Still closing in with a penalty in the final turn. But he is trying to reel in Creasy. He still has an 8.5 second lead over Seal. Seal with 6.3 seconds over the Hooligan. Hooligan still with 2.5 seconds over Nick. Nick is on soft tires, so that's going to be battling. Nick is already able to get past Moomin Papa now that Moomin is on mediums. So Nick, Mr. M3 guy, with 28 seconds back from our alien leader, running on a purple lap. He has an opportunity here to get fast lap. He's going to be the only person running softs on the last part of this. And he is just eating the time away from the Hooligan right now. He's made up almost a second in that last lap. And it looks like the Hooligan is catching just a little bit of time on Seal as well. The Seal is holding very steady, about 8.5 seconds back from the Hippie. Hippie still right around the same gap up to Creasy, and Miss Sophie just running away. It looks like she may have been running with a penalty for that 129.8, or was that just her outlap? I can't tell. That's gotta be, I don't know, it's showing weird right there. And we're gonna go back and we're gonna be watching this battle here coming up. Nick catching up to the Hooligan. How wide can the Hooligan keep his car for how many laps to hold up Mr. Nick? Porsche on racing mediums versus the R8 on racing softs. Coming around the hairpin. This is where the defensive driving comes in. Let's see if the Hooligan holds an inside line to keep him from being able to take it. Oh no! Nick pushing a little bit hard, found a squirrel, and has lost about 2 seconds off of the Hooligan, so the Hooligan is safe for just a little bit longer on those racing mediums. Everybody is going to be into the points today. The fast lap so far going to Ms. Sophie. Everybody putting in a great race. Did I just see a purple sector even though he... Nah, that can't be right. The Hippie trying to close that 5-second gap up to Creasy. Creasy just barely holding on within about 8 seconds of our insane alien leader, Miss Sophie. So she's running low 29s very consistently now that she's got those racing mediums warmed up a little bit. 8.3 second gap now back to second place. So if we had more entrants, we could add a whole nother lobby, because there's just a couple people in here that run away from everybody. And our guy, the Hippie, running 130s on his fresh racing medium tires, holding on to just about a second lead over Neil the Seal. United Sim Team Racing. Great friends, great people to hang out with. Really appreciate their participation and coming out trying to raise money for Cerebral Palsy Alliance with us and having such great racing. The Hooligan with a half a second penalty is about to be served ahead of Nick. Nick trying to chase him down, got a 1 second gap, closing it down. Let's change our view. Okay, so the Hooligan has served his penalty, and that left only 0.7 of a second back to Nick. So this is where they were not long ago when Nick found his squirrel. So this could be an interesting battle coming up. The Hooligan very consistent in his lap times, holding on. Unfortunate penalties, but he's doing well. All he's got to do is keep his car wide. They've got about 4 laps to go, so he's got a chance to finish and hold on to a top 5 right here. Mr. Moon and Papa 8.8 seconds back from Nick. Almost a 6.666 gap now from the M3 guy to Hooligan, who just found a squirrel. Come on, Neil! We got Mikey cheering for Neil. Welcome in, Mikey. It's nice to see ya. I'm glad to have you back in the races. And M3 guy, Mr. Nick, closing that gap now, just about within a 10th coming into the final turns. He's going to be hoping to get a run, but it's really hard to catch the right kind of run that closely as they both run almost wide. Oh no, it looks like our man Hooligan ran a touch wide right there. He saw the tires run off of the curbs, and that goes for a half-a-second penalty as Nick is able to jump around on those racing soft tires. Oh, I'm doing well enough, Mr. Mikey. Pleasure to have you around. Alright, so the Hooligan found another half-second penalty. That has been the story of his race so far. It's unfortunate. He's had great laps. If it weren't for that turn 1 that just... It's turn 10 and turn 1. Just keeps stealing it from him. Neil the Seal now putting the pressure, or putting the accelerator down. He's taken a second off of the lead that we had. Oh, beers on a beautiful Saturday are nice. I wish I was where you are. It was late enough to have a couple. For me, it's barely afternoon, and so I'm waiting until later to have them. Neil the Seal, again, another almost second. What's happening with Hippie? He must have had to serve a penalty back there.
Not a half-second penalty.
Half a second penalty, so that has allowed Mr. Neil the Seal to catch almost over 2 seconds back now, 2.5 seconds back. So he's going to be putting the pressure on as he comes around. Neil, look at the consistency you got here. 30.3, 30.2, 29.9, 30.2. So Neil is our guy. He's going to hold it consistent and push. There we go with M3 guys. Got 9.5 seconds to catch up to Seal. The next 3 laps, probably not going to be seeing that happen. We've got 4 minutes left. That is 3 laps to go. We're going to see about 27 laps here today. Again. Which very weird. We're going to see the same number of laps in the Pro Lobby as the Pro-Am as Miss Sophie just runs away with that lead. Look at that. She's still very consistent mid to low 129s on racing medium tires. She's freaking insane. Nice work. Great racing. Pole position. Fast lap. And first place. She's going to nail the trifecta today in Austria. Mr. Creasy doing everything he can to try and keep up. He got great lap times on his racing medium tires, mostly pretty close to the same, only a couple of tenths off of what she is getting on her lap times.
Oostenrijk.
I said Oostenrijk.
You said Oostenrijk. It's Oostenrijk.
You just can't hear me. Oh, the Hippie finds a squirrel coming out of the hairpin. Turn 3, getting on the gas just a little bit hard. Neil the Seal, 6 seconds back.
Comes with a set full pocket, 3 squirrels, if you go on.
Alright. Neil the Seal still holding on with 8.8 seconds back to 5th place, Mr. Nick. The Hooligan holding an 8-second lead over Moo and Papa. So we're going to go ride on board with our leader as we start closing into the final laps. We've got 2 minutes left, so that is a definite... She's going to finish 26 and finish 27. So yeah, definitely going to be finishing with 27 lap race today. 10.5 seconds ahead of Mr. Creasy. Alright, here we hit the hairpin. First gear coming out early on power. Oh, watch where we come in. Where is Miss Sophie's braking point on medium tires for this turn 4? Or is it 5? It's got good lines, leaving just a little bit of room on the track. Probably pretty safe. I mean, she's up there nearly 11 seconds in the lead, so why push until you make a mistake. Only a half a second slower than her fast lap on Racing Softs so far. Coming in, now look how late she brakes coming into turn 9. Turn 10, kill that sausage, use every millimeter of the track. Coming through for a 129.48, tenths of a second difference from her Racing Softs to Racing Medium tires. Oh! This is lap 27. We're taking a look at Mr. Creasy coming around. It looks like he's just running a touch low on fuel. Looks like he probably has enough to make it though. 10-second gap back from Creasy to Mr. Hippie. Oh no! We went back. Oh no! Nick finds himself a squirrel in turn 9, so he's got a bit of fighting to do to catch back up with the hooligan. Get out of here. Is the replay over yet? Come on. The replay is over. We're on the final lap. Let's go see where everyone's at. Sophie coming around at turn 9. Mr. Creasy 10 seconds back. Mr. Hippie 11 seconds back. Neil the Seal still pushing only 5.5 seconds back now. Neil's had some great consistency and some great laps. Unfortunate to finish out of the podium just barely. Miss Sophie finishes P1. She nails a trifecta. Look at that. Oh, Creasy with a spin. Yellow flag. What's going to happen? Oh, he holds on to P2 just barely. Hippie following. Here comes Neil the Seal. 0 fuel remaining. The hooligan coming around turn 10 now for a top 5 finish. Nice work holding on to it. Nick, unfortunate things happening this time. And here comes the Moomin' Papa. This is our finish. This is the end. Great racing was had by everybody. Some great consistency, some great fast laps, and geez, Sophie, you're insane. Some super fast freaking laps happening there. What was the fastest lap that she had? 128.6, a fast lap in the race. Oh, what is this? Penalty, 1 second penalty, but didn't he finish like close to right there? What's the total time? Maybe.
I couldn't have fucked that up any more closely, could I?
Okay, picture.
46 seconds.
Back. Save. Bam. We did it. We made it. Alright. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for watching. And thank you for supporting Cerebral Palsy Alliance. Utility link once again pinned in the chat and in the comments. Or in the description. Whatever. I must say congratulations to everybody. Especially Miss Sophie, who nails the trifecta with everything from pole position, fast lap, and the win by 10 seconds. That was insane. Some great battles, some great racing. Yeah, it was a good day to watch. Even though we're a couple of people short, still some great racing had. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Falconer. And definitely well done to all of our races. I should type it in here, too, in case people aren't watching. Great job, everyone. Yeah, I should probably not say that. That would really get you all to stop watching me. It's almost as bad as my horrible accents I do, right? No, probably worse. Alright, well, anyway, that was it for this Saturday. I'm really gonna work hard to try and start doing edited videos. I saved my replay. I would like to do like a recap of the Pro-Am race with, from my point of view, highlights. One really bad highlight where I spawned and lost myself 6 seconds. Didn't lose as much time as I did on Monza though. Great race, but I'm gonna work hard to start editing videos and getting those out instead of doing so many live streams. So look forward to that. It might be 2 weeks before that comes out, but it is coming. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Share the link with your friends, and we will catch you all in 2 weeks for the next installment of Scaly Punk Charity Racing Series for Cerebral Palsy at Road Atlanta.
Oh,
Really?
I'm not looking forward to that in my car. Absolutely not.
Road freaking Atlanta. Nah, it'll be alright.
Turn 2 is going to be a nightmare, then all the twisty bits after it's going to be a nightmare, then the last turn is going to be a nightmare. I have definitely been a geese one.